let's talk about cars. We haven't done that before. When I was younger, my dad used to take my brother and I to the car show. Every year we'd go like clockwork. And my dad's favorite thing was always to see the Corvettes. He loved the Corvettes. And while I loved his enthusiasm about the Corvette, I never liked sports cars or two-seaters or coupes or any of that. I just didn't like that look. That wasn't for me. I really like old school cars. Now, old school, I'm going to define it for you. Because I'm a child of the 80s, I love 1980s cars, right? They were the long boats. I love that. Now, I can appreciate cars from the 60s and 70s, but I really, really like the cars from the 80s because maybe it's because I remember them. I remember seeing them driving around and it was fun, right? So my dream car from the old school classics, are you ready? A Cadillac Fleetwood. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. A Cadillac Fleetwood. I just really would love to have a Cadillac Fleetwood. Specifically in like a blue color, like a little darker than the color of this dress. And I'd love to have an all white leather interior. And there's something about the blue with the white. It's just, they complement each other so well. And then white walls on the tires. Oh, I would just love to have a Fleetwood. Now, I can appreciate, I did have at one point in my life, I had what was it? A Buick Park Avenue Electra. Now, I don't know what the Electra means, but it made it that much more special, right? I loved that car. It was a 1981, and I remember I bought it for like maybe $400 or $500. The guy I bought it from was moving to Montana, of all places, and he sold it to me, and he took really good care of it. And he introduced me to his mechanic. He said, this guy has, he knows all about this car. He's the only one that's ever worked on it since the gentleman had owned it. And the thing I loved most about it is that it had some power to it, but also that it had these velvet bench seats, right? And every time I drove in it, it just felt like I was sitting on a sofa, like a really comfortable sofa, and I was just riding down the street. It was so comfortable and such a smooth ride. And I loved all the details about it. I had a Pat Benatar cassette tape. And that was the only cassette that I had for some reason. That was the only one. And I remember I could put the cassette tape in, and as it was playing through, like I knew what was on the B side of the cassette tape, just based off of what I was listening to on the A side. So then I would sometimes pop it out, flip it over, put it back in, and then I knew that there was another song that I liked on the B side. That was what was fun about it. And then also, at the time I was a smoker, I smoked cigarettes, and it had the little push button thing where the lighter, and it would pop up when it was ready. There was so much more character about these cars that the new cars just don't have. Like, you can have all the bells and all the whistles, and it still doesn't compare to the velvet bench seats that were like a sofa. And the back was the same way. It was just perfect. I also appreciate, I love my Fleetwood, the Park Avenue Electra. I love a Chevy Caprice. I can appreciate it. I don't want one, but I can appreciate them. Especially like the 1984, 85. They were they were always boxy, but they were just perfect in 84 and 85. What else? An Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. It's just perfect. I mean, they just don't make them like that anymore. It's a shame. I do love cars. And I will say, the car show, I've been going since I was a kid. And the car show just isn't the same. Specifically, I think we went last year, and I was so disappointed. It seemed like all of the cars were the same, from Toyota to Chevy to Ford. The only thing that's exciting is the trucks anymore. That's it. It's the trucks. Like, and a lot of the companies don't even, like, I know Nissan, they didn't even have a Nissan Titan there. They just, I don't know. It's just everybody's cutting back, and it seems like there's no excitement about cars anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't even want to speculate, but it's just not fun anymore. It used to be exciting to just get inside of a car and look at all the bells and whistles and everything that it had in it. And they're so boring anymore. There's no excitement. What do you think? What are your favorite cars? What's your favorite car that you've ever driven? Share in the comments. Cheers.